And the winner is the writing that shows the biggest turnaround. And the best plain English turnaround category is sponsored by Immigration New Zealand. And can I ask Anne-Marie Masbret from Immigration New Zealand to come and present the award? And the finalists for 2018 Best Plain English Turnaround are Infinite Possibilities Limited and Auckland Council. And the winner is Infinite Possibilities Limited for Let's Commit to a Serious Relationship, Infinite Possibilities Client Relationship Agreement. Shelley Davies, Shelley's in the room, she's going to come and collect this on behalf of Brydon Davidson.
I'm so gutted that Brydon can't be here. Brydon is an accountant in Hamilton, and he came to me about 6 months ago and said, how can I have a brand where I'm allowed to be myself as an accountant, and can you help me do that? And he knew that part of that was rewriting all of his communications and all of his documents. And the first one he wanted to start with was his client agreement that, what did he call it? His charter. And I said, well, that name's got to go. And when we drilled down into what it needed to do, he really wanted it to express very clearly the way that he likes to work, so that if that wasn't going to work for his clients, they would go somewhere else. He's totally fine with that. This was a document that was intended to weed out the ones that weren't going to be a good fit. It was also a document that did need to stand up in court, and so when we rewrote it, and one of the things he kind of wanted in there but didn't really know if he could was a dickhead clause. Was taking his inspiration from the All Blacks. They've got a no dickheads rule. He wanted to be able to say things like that, but he didn't know if he'd be allowed. So we ran it by a bunch of lawyers, and the first three all came straight back and said, a judge won't like this. Oh, that's good, because it's not written for a judge. It's written for his clients. So we wrote it the way that we did because we knew who it had to work for and what it needed to achieve. And we are super proud, and Brydon will be so happy to hear that he's won, because it was one of the most vulnerable experiences in his 50 years, but he decided to do it because he was turning 50, and please excuse my language, but he said, fuck it, it's my turn.
They said, this is a remarkable change. You've taken a legal document and turned it on its head. It's brilliantly unconventional, witty, exudes personality, and was a pleasure to read. The word choice is casual and direct with a very distinct tone. Some people will clearly consider it unbusinesslike and will not do business with this company. Others will find it refreshing and will move forward. Exactly the intent, to weed out those clients who find it offensive and to sign on those who find it refreshing. This is a damn clever turnaround. I couldn't stop thinking about it. Now we come to the